Welcome back to Living in Oxford here in Michigan, bringing you the next video, which is going to be talking about the top 5 most expensive homes to sell in Metamora, Michigan. Now, Metamora, Michigan is located in Lapeer County. It's just north of Oxford. And a little bit about Metamora is it's known as horse country here in Michigan. So if you are relocating from Ocala, Florida, or from Aiken, North Carolina, then you might be interested in checking out the community of Metamora because it is a horse community. Now, there are people obviously that live in Metamora that don't have horses, but they usually have acreage. So, people that move to Metamora like a little bit of country setting, they like space, down to earth people, and they typically are migrating from Birmingham, Michigan, Bloomfield, Michigan. Some just go from Oxford to Metamora in the surrounding area. And sometimes they're moving from another horse property located somewhere here in the United States. So, without further ado, let's check out the 5 most expensive homes to sell in 2023 in Metamora. And so, house number 5 sold for 800,000. It's a little bit of a unique property. One thing to highlight with all of these homes is how much acreage came with the house. So, this particular property sold with 20 acres. It did have a pole barn. Nothing fancy about the pole barn. It had dirt floors, not cement. I don't think it had electricity either. So, really, just a nice little house here. It's kind of an interesting house, a little bit contemporary in the inside, not really renovated. But let's see if we can take a look here. So, here is the interior. So, nice wood floors, a white kitchen, but definitely move-in ready. So, this home sold for 800,000. It had 20 acres, 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, a half bath, 2,900 square feet, and it sold for about $275 a square foot. So, moving on to house number 4, this home sold for 950,000. It's located in one of my favorite hidden subs in the Metamora, Oxford area. So, this particular sub has Oxford schools. It's known as Mount Christie, and the elevation here, it sits at the top of a hill and has a beautiful view, like the hillside and all the trees and everything, really pretty in the fall time. So this particular home is going to be one of the most contemporary homes that we see sell in the top 5 homes in Metamora. So you do have a saltwater pool here. It is 11 acres that came with the property. It's a long, skinny 11 acres. You do have one outbuilding, which is for livestock here. You could put your tractor on this side. And we do have some 3 board fencing all around this going down at a slant. But let's get inside this house because, again, it's the most contemporary home that we're going to see in Metamora. Usually we have a lot of farmhouses in Metamora, beautiful kitchen. In this house, stunning, the materials that they use. You really don't see this in Metamora. If you're looking for this style, you're going to find it more in like the Birmingham area than here in Metamora. So this is a really unique find. And you can see this view out through the windows here of just you're elevated and you're looking down over the valley here. So this home sold for 950,000 and it's 11 acres. It's the smallest home of the top 5. It's only 1,800 square feet. It was 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, coming in at a whopping $508 a square foot. So let's go on and move to house number 3. This particular home sold for $985,000 and it sits on 9.6 acres. It does not have any outbuildings like a pole barn or a horse barn or anything. It has a beautiful pond, a tennis court, a chicken coop, and a very private setting. So let's take a look inside here. So here's that overview of the pond, the tennis court, and you can just see it's surrounded by mature trees. As we go inside, so a double staircase here that goes up from the kitchen area and from the foyer. Custom wallpaper here, and this wallpaper was actually made from horsehair, flowing in from the formal dining room into the formal living room and kitchen. Truly a stunning property. The craftsmanship in this one was outstanding. So let's pull up some stats here. So we already said just shy of 10 acres, 985,000. It had 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, 2 half bathrooms, 5,800 square feet above grade. It sold for just under $200 a square foot. Moving on to house number two, the most expensive home to sell in Metamora in 2023. This particular home is on 106 acres and sold for just shy of 1.7 million. So if someone is moving to Metamora and they're looking for acreage, this was a fantastic find. The property is exquisite. It's just a little sanctuary, a little paradise. You've got the Flint River running through the property. I believe it was almost 150 feet of Flint River running through the property, different trails and ponds. There was a beautiful like waterfall dam right here. It's sold for 1,695,000. 7 bedrooms, 4 full baths, a half bath, 5,000 square feet, and 106 acres, bringing the price per square foot to $339 per square foot. The house is pretty beautiful inside as well. It's going to give us that typical older farmhouse style that we see in Metamora versus the contemporary home that we previously saw. So and it has a pool. So this is the overlay here. Beautiful wood floors. I love these old wood floors with the pegs. You don't see that anymore. It's really hard. I mean, you can pay for it, but you're really going to pay for it. But these beautiful wide planks that had the pegs holding it in place, you can't, it's hard to recreate all the molding on the wall and the trim. I love all the character in these older homes in Metamora. You just don't find that in new construction. Okay, so that was house number two, most expensive home to sell in Metamora. We are going to move on to house number one, most expensive home to sell in Metamora, Michigan in 2023, 2.4 million. The design of this house reminds me of Frank Lloyd Wright. It was not designed by him, but it does remind you of the architecture. I want to get inside of here because it is a stunning, one of a kind. As we discussed in the other homes selling here in Metamora, they're all going to be on, in this price range, they're all going to be on acreage. This particular home sold with 55 acres and has a stunning horse barn as well as just being, it's just amazing. Look at this. The view from all the windows, like a modern prairie style home. Stunning. Absolute stunning here. The number one most expensive home to sell in Metamora for 2.4 million, which honestly is just almost $1 million more than the second most expensive home. Master bedroom, view of the kitchen, or the laundry room, basement. Just look at the ceiling design with the wood. I've never seen that in a basement. Here is the horse barn. It's separate from the main house. It's through the woods. They've cleared an area of the woods and put this. Here's a good aerial view to show the house is located over here with the pond. And then through the woods, you've got a horse barn and one paddock that's fenced in. I think it's a 3-board fence. Here we go. So let's take a look inside the horse barn. Absolutely stunning. There's another view inside the horse barn. And then let's skip on over to the kitchenette inside the horse barn. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the top 5 most expensive homes to sell in Metamora in 2023. As a recap, we have homes that ranged from 800,000 all the way up to 2.4 million. They were all on acreage, varying from about 10 acres to 106 acres, and a wide variety of styles, which is not very common to see in Metamora. If you're looking to move to the area, you're moving because one, you might like horses, you might want to own some type of farm with cows or horses or pigs or goat or sheep and chickens, and you just want a little bit more space between you and your neighbor. Metamora is a great neighborhood to check out. And if you want more information on this particular area or any area here in the Oakland, Lapeer County areas in Michigan, I am Layla Modetz, a licensed realtor here in Michigan, bringing you the most expensive homes to sell in and around our community. Happy to help. Leave a comment below if you like this video and if you have any questions, or if you'd like to see me do a community highlight in another area. Looking forward to seeing you on the next episode.